Yes,
I gotta do it.
sir. We
Okay, we
Okay.
live.
live.
Okay,
That money.
like was tilting this way.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. We here for that exclusive. We on that exclusive. We live right now. It's a Thursday afternoon, Thriller Thursday vibe. You know what I'm saying? We only do this rare when we get certain situations, and that's definitely what's going on because we got Lee Cummings with us, who is dropping this exclusive on us. You know what I mean? To break down some things that if you got his book series, then you know that he's been doing that work. The 7 series book series. Don't forget, I'm gonna show y'all in a minute the actual hardback dictionary that when I got myself. The man is putting in work. You know what I'm saying? So respect the man that's putting in work for the community. First off, you know what I mean. So salute to you, Lee Cummings, for everything you've been putting out. But now you upgrading. Now you went digital. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to understand. And I want you to give a little backdrop on now that we live on what made you the process of going from being in the book series of it when you wrote it, and you can let people know when you wrote that and that process, and then now you transferring that information into a digital situation. I mean, so people can get it in that kind of way. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thizzle.
You want me to be honest or you want me to lie?
Don't lie to me now.
All right, you sure? Because some people like to be lied to.
I don't
You
want you
know,
to lie at all. This is
now
exclusive,
check
so
this
give us the
out.
real.
Now, honesty or honestly, when Kyrie and Kanye West broke with that the so-called Negro or the African American is a Jew, it was an uproar all around the country from the Anglo-Saxons, and I'm going to use this word as a adjective, the white Jews. Okay, and so they interviewed Kanye, and then, they interviewed Kyrie, and Kyrie told the news reporter, "I know who I am." I said, "Oh, I'm gonna bite off that. That'd be a nice title for a video." And what I noticed from the uproar was that people were attracted to the video. So I said, "Hey, what better way to elevate the consciousness of the so-called Negro than by putting it on a video?" And so that was the impetus for that.
Pull up. Monte, you got me? Monte, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
we good to go.
All right, so can y'all hear me though? Mic check, just make a show.
Oh yeah, you clear?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, make a show. So when we in the process of now you getting to this point and you are digitizing all this information, let the people know, you know what I mean? Because you did tell me on the show live on a Sunday, I asked you the question about the Hebrews, the Negro series, and you obviously have had this book series prior, and he's come to you, and y'all have talked and everything, but you have your own way about putting out the information, dealing with our people on this information. So, what's the process with this digital joint you about to drop? Which is what did it drop? It's on Amazon right now, right? By the
But
way.
it's not on Amazon. We dropped it with some brothers out of Detroit. UINTV.net
Oh,
/lead / yeah. I didn't tell you that.
yeah,
I was saying
you don't trick
hey,
me.
look,
I
you
feel
my
like
man's
I
man. I
feel
had to say
betrayed.
that for
I feel
tonight.
betrayed. I mean, bro, you supposed
I
to
had
tell
to
me.
say
I
that.
made a
Hey,
flyer and put
listen, man.
Amazon on the bit. Like, oh, he dropping that bit on Amazon. That's what you
Oh
told
no,
me. Go ahead
listen,
though.
this the deal. Amazon make it look. I gave them the demo 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago. They still looking at it. So they're telling me it could take up
Lord.
to 3 weeks. So I dropped it with my mans in Detroit. They own 27 cable stations, online cable stations. So
Okay.
we gonna flow through them until that money stream open up.
So you still dropping it on Amazon. It's gonna get
Yeah,
there.
hey, they look. You know how these Gentiles or these Europeans are. The Europeans are they got it under a microscope. And if I could get past that process, then boom. But if not, I got another avenue that a door that's already open.
Okay.
You
Okay.
feel
I
me?
ain't mad at
Yeah,
that. I ain't mad
yeah,
at that. So
yeah.
so so what we doing, man? You gonna give a little people a little sneak peek? I mean, you gonna walk us through it?
No, I
Again,
don't think
the
so.
first one.
No,
Okay,
I
and then you
don't
just gonna
think
hit us
so.
with it. Man, you gonna get on here trick or treat, man. Don't do that. No, for real though.
You know I
No,
got something for you. Hey,
for sure.
but check this out. See, my man, when he came out with his demo, the first thing that the Anglo-Saxons, and you have to be, verbally verbiage correct. There was an uproar. So I said, okay, we'll go back in and present the information in such a way that is non-adversarial and it has no anti-Semitic backdrop to it. And so the Negro question video, I Know Who I Am, is it deals specifically with the truth, nothing else. No racism, no antagonism, none of that.
It's crazy. It got to be laid out that way, but you got to play the game when you're dealing with these platforms. That's another reason why we need to start looking towards, those type of alternatives. But that's a whole nother conversation.
But check this out. Like, I did a show in Detroit yesterday, and this is what I said. I said, what has begun to happen is, the Hebrews, we've been on the front line for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, screaming, we are the indigenous people, and we Israel, we the Hebrews. But the thing, hey, I'm gonna have to hit you back. I'm doing a show. Now, but the thing the point that I tried to make was that when you telling the truth, you have to stay away from little key words because the only way you can kill the truth is by one word, racism. So Kanye and Kyrie, they remind me, I told somebody, remind me of back in the day when you was a shorty and you'd be walking past the playground, you see some kids playing basketball. You say, hey, they look like they having fun. I'm going to go over there and play. Remember that? You could do that back in the day before everybody got pistols, remember?
Yeah.
You could walk past the playground. You could see some kids you didn't even know. Say, hey, can I play? Who got next?
Right. It ain't happening no more.
Who got next? So these so-called rich Negroes, they don't have nothing to do. So they looking out into the ghetto and they seeing us. The indigenous brothers, the Hebrew Israelites, the Moors, they say, hey, that looked like a fun game over there. I want to play. So Kyrie and Kanye they joined the game, but they joined the game not understanding the rules of the game. And just like the brother said, one of the major rules of this game is the words that come out your mouth and your usage of these words. That's part of the game. But if you're on the front line, you know that you can't say. And you know that the white Jews or the Anglo-Saxons, they control the media. You cannot say that we are the real Jews. You can say we are Jews.
Yep.
You see what I did? I just took one word out. Real.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I try to teach the guys. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Nobody, the Anglo-Saxons, the Gentiles, or the European Jews, or the white Jews, they don't have a problem with the so-called Negro saying, I am a Jew. They got a problem with the phrase, I am the real Jew. That's how it's got to be said.
No, you just said it, though. That's the thing.
Huh?
I mean, in a way, like they got a problem with you saying it that way. It's a play on words. Like, yeah, I mean, you giving up the game. I'm just saying, like, people got to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said it away.
The guy said, "We the Jew, we the real Jew." I said, "Hey, it's his show." I said, "You can't say that." They listening to everything we saying, man. Hey, what's my man named Eric Snowden? They hit Eric Snowden with treason. Why? Did he lie? No. Eric Snowden got hit with treason because he told the people the truth. NASA in Aramaic means to flee. To flee. NASA, the nose, is spying on you. Reading your emails, listening to your phone calls. They hit him with treason for that. And all you brothers and you sisters that got these little platforms and you think the people ain't watching you, you on the list. The writers, all of us, we write books, we doing plays, videos, you got your platforms, your social media. They watching you. But you got to be mindful of what you say.
Yeah.
Real talk.
That's something that a lot of people need to pay attention to in a
Man,
lot of these different communities.
All of a sudden, you see these funny people walking by you every day, driving by you every day. Hey, wait a minute, that dude looks strange. Yeah, that's one of them guys. They watching you.
Got you paranoid and shit.
Right, you got all of a sudden this female done stepped up to you out of this world, gorgeous, and you know she's out your league, but she like you. They sent her to see you. What?
It's a setup. That's how you feel, Lee. That's how you feel like it's a setup. It's too good to be true. What you doing over here?
You know what we say? It is.
Hey, for those out there, something to keep in mind. You heard me? Yeah.
All
So
right, y'all want to see it? Y'all want to see? I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the trailer, and then we'll come right out of it, and then you just tell me what you want me to do. I'll just run the trailer for a second, okay? And then we'll come back out of it. You do your thing, and then I'll go. Just tell me when to go in and out. Is that cool?
Yeah. So you already set up to share?
Yeah, I got. Hold on. I'm right.
I got you on the
my
big screen
together. What do I need to do? Hit present.
Yep.
Share screen. Okay. Share screen. Oh, I don't even see it, man. Hold on. Click share.
Is it a file on your computer?
No, I already gathered it up. It's already up on my computer.
It's gonna be streamed from somewhere?
No, from my computer.
He just had it up though. It just popped up. If you look,
you saw it? I'll go back and do it
on the screen. Yeah, whatever you
did. Yeah, go back and do it again.
Pop up. So do whatever you was doing again. I saw the screen pop up.
It's up here. Window. Entire screen. Hey. That's all my workers up here. What's going on here?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, come on. Who does that? These guys.
Hey, while we getting this set up for everybody that's tuned in right now, please like the video. Tell a friend. We're about to get it started. It's very valuable content. Appreciate y'all rocking with us today.
You see it now? Is it up?
No, you ain't got the. I didn't see the video pop up like last time. You're gonna have to.
All right, I'm gonna try one more again, like they say. Present.
If not, you can send it to us and we put it up. I don't know how that works.
Can't do that, bro.
I know you can't. You have to make it work.
You guys are smart.
Too smart. Yeah,
Now, if you were slow, I could send it to you.
Networking deal. Hey, exactly. Because we might have to work out a deal with you at that point. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to let us present it too. Get it before Amazon type shit.
Hey man, this is how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it this way. All right, I'm gonna take this down. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna come through here. We'll do it like this. There it is, right there. You see it? This is the intro.
Good.
This is the trailer. Okay, now that's the trailer. That's the trailer to the Negro Question. I know who I am. And some of those artifacts that I flashed across the screen, Those are valid, real, ancient artifacts that prove that the so-called Negro in America is the Israel of the Bible. I'm gonna go back. Let me see. Something happened. I want to go back. Do you guys want me to continue or what?
Yeah, I got to let me know and I'll switch it back.
All right, switch it back. I'm gonna fast forward so you can get just a couple excerpts. Okay. Let me see.
Of Eros love for you and your family to answer.
Hold on.
In the name of the Exodus Pharaoh Tutmosis I. You will learn the exact year that Solomon's temple was started, 1016 BC, and the exact year it was finished, 1009 BC. That being said, please turn your attention to the map of Sumer. The original location of the Garden of Eden was in ancient Sumer, between the Tigris and Euphrates River. If you look closely at the map, you will notice a Hebrew-Sumerian connection. King Saul's father's name was Kish. Well, one of the city-states on the map is Kish, showing a Sumerian Hebrew connection.
Now, at the very beginning of the video, the idea was to establish the fact, like in this country, when you go to this government-sponsored school system, they teach you that all blacks came from Africa. Well, the video proves that Abraham had his origination in Mesopotamia, and that Abraham is our father. But we're gonna show you. We're gonna hit another artifact right quick. We're gonna show you some of the scholarship behind the video. This coin that you guys see on the screen is a coin of Joseph, the son of Jacob. It was found down in ancient Egypt. And the reason you haven't heard about this coin is because Joseph is depicted as a black man. We're going to let the video tell. Go ahead.
I like to call this image the Joseph coin. This image of Joseph is truly a jewel amongst the jewels. This image was taken from a coin that was found in the Cairo Museum in Egypt, and it reads, Joseph, governor over all the land of Egypt. This is one of the greatest archaeological finds in church history, yet it never received the fanfare that it deserved. And the reason being that Joseph is being portrayed as a man of color. Now I got a question for you. Based on the spreadsheet that's on the screen, I'm talking to you on the other side of the...
Now I'm going to stop it here. Now, the scholarship behind this is this artifact that you guys, the listening audience is looking at. This is a real artifact that I animated. So this is not something that somebody painted. This is not, this is not the figment of another man's imagination. This is a 4,000-year-old coin that depicts Joseph of the Bible as a black man. I took this coin, I took the image, and I sent it to my guys over in Pakistan and had actually Morocco. I had the brothers in Morocco to animate it. So what you see in firsthand is scholarship and a real live artifact. And it shows what? That Joseph was a Hebrew, that the Hebrew Israelites were indeed a black people. And this is what Kanye West and Kyrie Irving could not articulate, because they meant well, but you got to have the proof when you go up against a system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You guys got any questions?
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I want you to let it ride. I'm not trying to get the most out of this right here.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just going to hit you with a couple excerpts, because now we're going to show you Joseph. Now you saw Joseph on the coin, but we're going to show Joseph as a young man when he was younger. Don't do that. Hold on. We're going to show him as a... Now, they said there was no proof of us in Egypt. This is what these people out here teaching. They're teaching lies. All right, let's see what...
And the reason being that Joseph is being portrayed as a man of color. Now, I got a question for you. Based on the spreadsheet that's on the screen, I'm talking to you on the other side of the video, what year was Joseph a 17-year-old teenager? Use the numbers from the spreadsheet above, and I'm going to give you a hint. Start from his birth year. It's a basic math problem.
Now you see that
and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, ascended to the throne of Hassan in Egypt.
Now, this is the artifact I want to show. Now, this is Joseph, this young Joseph right
was
here.
His son, Senuseret Kakaperi II. Joseph ascended to the throne of Egypt as a 30-year-old man in 1913 BC.
Now, this is a real artifact from the 12th dynasty of Egypt that depicts Joseph as a young man. But at this particular time, he's going by the name of Negr0 And it's a real artifact. If you were to see it, you're like, oh, that's that artifact. The only difference is I animated it. Check it out.
We are presented with an image of Joseph or Yosef as Negr0 Obadiah, or governor over all the land of Egypt. This took place during the 12th dynasty of Egypt. This image comes to us from the tomb of Beni Hassan in Egypt.
You guys have any questions or statements? Or what do you want me to do?
Shit, I think you're right. I mean, damn.
Yeah, let it roll. You come with the
man,
heat.
listen. Now listen.
All right.
All right,
I like the imaging. I like the
more, huh?
I say I like the, but just to give you my background on like how you're presenting it and how you animated certain parts of this, but still showing the artifacts and certain things. You know what I mean? I think that is very clever of you, my guy. I think you did a great job.
Hey man,
I mean,
the Most High showed me this. You know why?
The quality
Hollywood,
of it.
Hollywood didn't even think to do this.
Yeah, you did some quality stuff right here. This is quality.
Hey, praise the Lord, right? All right,
so,
y'all ready? Now,
yeah.
This artifact right here is piggybacking off of the first chapter of Exodus when it says that Israel worked with brick and mortar and all manner of service in the field. Well, this artifact that you're looking at was taken from the 18th dynasty of Egypt. And this particular dynasty, all these pharaohs had the last name Moses. But what you're going to see is that the Hebrew Israelites are doing all the work. The Egyptian got the rod in his hand, but they both what? They look the same because they both was black. Check it out.
When the Romans met Paul the Apostle, Acts, the 21st chapter, and the 37th. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, with mortar and brick and all service in the field. It's rather redundant to read a scripture twice, but it applies to the image. As you can see on your screen, we have the Hebrews working, and we got the Egyptian with a rod in his hand. There's only one problem. I can't tell the difference between the Egyptian and the Hebrews. And the only reason I know that the other one is an Egyptian is because he has a rod in his hand. And that is a telltale sign. Let's go and read what happened.
All right, I'm not going to read all that, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. This narrative or this documentary is not just somebody reading you show, hey, this artifact is 4,000 years old. It was found in this tomb with this dynasty. This video contains timelines, spreadsheets, animation. It is craftily put together, and it is indisputable. I'm gonna hit you with one more, and then we could dialogue, and you tell me what you want me to do.
Looking at my screen, you can see where these Hebrew men are carrying these big blocks of wood. I mean, these big blocks of stones, and they're mixing mortar. If I didn't know any better, I would think somebody read the scriptures and ran down in this tomb and painted this scene on the wall. This is the only dynasty that fits. And I know I've said that on maybe 2 or 3 occasions, but I have to emphasize it. This dynasty matches the book of Exodus. A, the last name Moses, being the same last name of the pharaohs of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. B, the Exodus occurred during this 18th dynasty in 1496 BC. And all of these images of these Hebrews making brick and mortar according to the scriptures. This image matches the first chapter of Exodus that says that the Hebrews worked with brick and all service in the field. So you can see from this image that one of the Hebrews has a sickle in his hand. The other Hebrew, in fact, 2 of the Hebrews have sickles. It looks like they're gathering wheat. And there is a man standing over them, I like to say lurking and looming over them, with a rod in his hand. And guess what, church? The brother with the rod is the Egyptian. But the Egyptian and the Hebrews look just alike. It appears that this is an ongoing trend. The only way you can tell the Egyptian is he has that big baseball bat in his hand.
All right, guys, what do you think so far?
Man,
it's dope. I like the animations you did to the graphics. That's fire.
Man, it's all and brother, and that's why I keep emphasizing these are real. These are 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 year old artifacts that I brought back to life via animation. Ain't that crazy?
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Technology.
Technology's
so
crazy.
The idea is, it's like we have to present. We them guys. So in order for us to take our rightful place in society or among the nations, we have to present ourselves accordingly. We don't have to yell, scream, and curse and threaten. All we got to do is what? Be the way we are. Finesse people. With what? We're going to finesse them with the truth. All these ancient artifacts depict Israel as what? As black people. Now, it's a map down here I want to show you guys. Let's go.
I got a question for you, though. I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
In the beginning, before you started to show pieces of your, will you call this a docu-series? Because you're going to be doing many of them. How would you phrase about it?
7 of these. Like the second one is the one that your group is going to be thrilled with. They're going to be thrilled with this, but they're going to really be thrilled because we're going to show the imagery that proves that the indigenous people were black, and all the eyewitnesses say the same thing. All of America was black. That was in 1751, right. And these wasn't black folks saying that. These were what they call Gentiles, Anglo-Saxons, or the adjective white folks. And right. Benjamin Franklin said it. Thomas Jefferson, William Penn. These are leading white Gentiles allegedly, and they all said the same thing. All of America was black.
Mm-hmm.
No,
the reason why I'm saying, like, I know the 13 county one's coming. You would phrase it though, what you're putting out on Amazon, or you already have out, like you said, with the brothers in Detroit. Is it going to be phrased a docu-series? Would you call it that, or would you call it a movie? What would you call it? What is the term?
I'm just, they've given it a couple names. I was surprised. One of them called it a docu-series, a docu-narrative, a docu. I said, hey man, it's just a video. But what it is it's more. But I understand the question. Why? Because it has so many moving parts. I haven't even shown you the some of the, like, this is scholarship. But I haven't shown you the other scholarship, the timelines.
Right. Yeah, people need to tap in with you for that part. Support.
So all I'm doing today is showing you something brand new. Because they gonna copy me. They always copy me. So I want to make sure y'all understand. The reason I'm here today is to get some witnesses. I did it first. I was the first one to animate real artifacts. I'm the first.
Talk your talk, man.
Talk your talk, man.
You feel it? Y'all feel me?
I ain't mad at you.
Hey man, these guys are intellectual thieves. So they sit back because a lot of them can't think. So they wait on you to think, and
then they copy you.
There you go. So
and they copy you.
Today is January 19, 2023. I want y'all to mark this date down in history. I was the first to animate artifacts, huh?
I ain't mad at you saying that. You got to make your claim these days. People got to respect that you did the work.
Man,
so
these
you
cats out here biting
like
hard. They biting, man.
Tell me about it. But yeah, I can relate. I can relate. You know what I'm saying? In the audience, you know what it is.
Definitely.
We can relate. With the that being said too, with my second part to that question in the beginning, the artifacts that you're showing that you have animated and brought to life in a digital standpoint now from the video perspective that you're putting out, you showed a lot of dark-skinned individuals, as they would say, melanated, some kind of like to say black, brown, tawny, swarthy, whatever term you want to use for the spectrum of our complexions. Right. At the same time, in that narrative of all the documents you showed, or artifacts, I should say, artifacts that you showed, the complexion of them were our complexions. But then in the beginning of the show, or this preview, it's exclusive preview we're getting from you. You said, no, you can't be just saying that we are the real ones. We have to say that we are just
we are the Jews, or we are we are Jews.
Right. When you said it though, in that perspective, like I want people to understand what you meant, because I mean in the beginning you just said, these people, the Jewish people, don't like us saying that we're the real. You know what I mean, from a melanated standpoint. But all the artifacts are showing that. Can you just get some clarity on that part?
They got now check this. This now for all you ex-street guys that used to be gangsters and drug dealers, you ought to understand me. We used to have a saying back in the day. You know how it went? What's understood need not be spoken.
That's a fact.
Can I preach?
Preach.
Yes, sir.
So if I show all the artifacts, I don't have to mention who? The white Jew or the Anglo-Saxon. Why?
Facts.
Because if my theme is subliminal, a black subliminal theme, what's understood need not be spoken. I don't have to say it.
And they say a picture is 1,000 words anyway, so
See, this guy right here wants to be a preacher. I hear this. I like this guy. This guy says
everybody on the party cool.
Yeah, he got
everybody
game.
The party cool. Everybody I bring around is cool.
I like these guys.
Yeah,
so
we
keep
it solid.
Where we going with this? This is how we.
Yeah,
this
indeed.
Is how we finna bang them. We finna bang them in silence. We don't have to say. We don't have to point the finger. Once the people see the evidence, I haven't even shown. I'm not gonna show the whole piece, but I'm giving y'all some insight into the piece. Listen, man. Once the people see the evidence, it is going to be impossible for them not to come to the understanding of who they are. Now I'm going to say something to my indigenous people.
Talk to us.
We got a group. Let me run this map right quick, and then I'm going to run it. All right, is that okay?
Go ahead.
Check this map out. Now this is one of the oldest. This is one of the oldest maps that come to us from the alleged slave coast. But before it was called the slave coast, it was called the Kingdom of Judah. This map that you're looking at dates back to 1723, and it's showing the coronation of the King of Judah in the so-called slave coast. Check it out.
This map that you're looking at validates the other maps that you saw. This map is called the Coronation Negr0 of Judah, or the crowning of the King of Judah. The map is dated. You look down that far right corner. It has a dating of 1723 AD. It was created by the engraver Jacob van der Schley, S-C-H-L-A-Y. It's an authentic map. And what does it mean? It means this. Any person that was sold from the Kingdom of Judah / slave coast into the Americas, into the rest of the world, is none other than the Israel of the Bible. Astonishing.
Now check this out. I don't want to deal with him. But what that map proves is, I know what that's 1723. That's before the whites got there and colonized. Well, that's before they put their fingerprint on the maps. But I want to hit you with this, and then I'm going to elaborate. Go ahead.
I want to visit the memoirs of Benjamin Franklin, William Penn, and Thomas Jefferson.
No, I don't want to do that. I want you to see this map. Check it out.
This map that you're looking at was created by the royal cartographer Emmanuel Bowen. He was the royal map maker for King George II of England and King Louis XIV of France. It has a dating of 1747. It also shows that the ancient name of the slave coast was the Kingdom of Judah. It matches perfectly with the map dated 1723, the coronation de royal, or the crowning of the King of Judah, King Hassan. Two maps that are called the slave coast, the Kingdom of Judah. But before we deal with Emmanuel Bowen's
map, I want to deal with that. So these two maps that you've never seen in your Black History class, and you have never seen during Black History Month, 1723, 1747, shows that the original name of the slave coast is the Kingdom of Judah. What does that mean? I want you to put on your thinking hats out there in the YouTube land or stream land, whatever y'all call it. That means that everybody that was taken in the North Atlantic slave trade from this place, all over the Americas, is none other than who? Israel. See, remember what I said at the very beginning of the community of the conversation? We don't have to threaten, yell, scream. We got what? We got the evidence. We know who we are. It's not based on being a wannabe. I want to hit you with one more document, and I'll shut up. Check this out. Now check this out right here.
In London. On page 67 of this publication are the notes of a white slaver recalling the inventory of human beings on a cargo ship. Let's see what he writes. He writes that 16 slave trading ships arrived from the synagogue region. 6 ships came from Judah. Pause. That's the Judah from the two maps that I showed you. The map from 1723, the map from 1747. It says 6 ships came from Judah and landed at the mouth of the Mississippi. And in 1731, 1 ship from Judah landed 464 slaves at the mouth of the Mississippi.
Man, do you feel that? This is indisputable. And this document that I'm reading from came from the brother's town, his state, Louisiana. This was created at Louisiana State University. Man, I'm not making. You know, I heard a comedian say this one day. He said, "This is too good." He said, "I can't make this up." So, and then I show you the two maps, and then we pull the book out and cause what? That they landed slaves were in Mississippi. From where? From Judah. What does this mean, church? This means that as early as 1723, they knew who you was. As late as 1747, they knew who you was. And according to this book from 1731 from Louisiana State University, they knew in 1731 who you was or who you are. Everybody knows. Except for who?
Except us.
Except for the guy that's looking in the mirror. He don't know who he is. So what is the Negro now? The Negro has been fed what? False memories. When you feed a man false memories, what has he become? He has become a hybrid man because he has false memories. The Negro Question video, I Know Who I Am, does what? and seeks to restore to the so-called Negro his real memories. That's what we're doing, bro.
Deep.
That's what we're doing,
I'm
man.
add something to this. Trust me, I got something for you with this right here. I'm gonna send you the joint when it's done, because yes, I like how you laid this out.
Come on, man. This is what I do. This is what I do. I do this all day. You know, like the crackheads smoke crack all day and the alcohol drink alcohol. This is what I do all day. If they could say something's wrong with that, then they'd have me. I'd be some kind of crackhead, some kind of intellectual knowledge seeking crackhead. Now check this out, and I'm gonna start, and then we gonna do your thing.
In the scripture in 1 Chronicles, the 6th chapter, the 57th through the 59th.
Hold on.
Mississippi, and in 1731, one ship from Judah landed 464 slaves at the mouth of the Mississippi. All the nations, the colonizing nations or the slave nations of Europe, had a trading post at Judah.
So that means the Portuguese, they took their slaves, or I don't like to use the word slave, but captives, and they placed them in their colonies in the Americas and all over the world. The French did the same thing. The Spanish, the Dutch, or the Swedes, they all did the same thing. And we'll deal with the British at another date. But check this out.
This has to be one of the most damaging pieces of evidence against a system that says the so-called Negro is not a Jew.
Y'all hear what I said, how I played that? Is not a Jew, or I didn't say is not the real Jew.
The evidence, not hearsay, that points to the Jewishness of the so-called Negro is so great that in a court of law and in an uncompromised jury, they would have to vote in favor of the so-called Negro's Jewishness. I have yet two more cards to play in this game called Identity. This image on the screen is that of a Levite Ashanti high priest. Pause. Do you remember the 1747 Emmanuel Bowen map, where it showed the Ashanti Levites in the scripture in 1 Chronicles, the 6th chapter, the 57th through the 59th verse, that mentions Ashan by name? Well, here is an authentic image of a Levite high priest crossing the Pra River with Sir Morton Stanley. The photo was taken by the London Times, 1874.
Now we done came down to 1874. What does that mean? That means at almost 1900, these white folks in America knew that you was Israel. Watch this.
That was yesterday. That was about 150 years ago. He has, this Ashanti Levite high priest has 12 stones on his chest, and on his cap it reads, Holy to Yahweh. You can find this scripture that is associated with this high priest in Exodus 28th chapter, the 1st, the 2nd, the 9th through the 12th verse. Only Aaron and his seed was commanded to wear these stones on their chest. This is more damaging evidence against the voices that keep saying that the so-called Negro in the Americas is not Jewish.
Now this artifact, and I'm going to stop it there. This artifact is a real artifact. You can Google the artifact. It's currently being held at the British Museum, and you're gonna find in your search for the truth, our history has been confiscated by the European museums. Most of our real history is in the Pergamon Museum in Germany, the Levite Museum in Paris, France, the British Museum in England, in London, the Dura Europa Synagogue. All these faraway places got bits and pieces of our memories. And my job was to go in, gather all these memories, and put them together and form a competent, what's that word? Fresco.
Frisco.
So that's all I'm showing today, guys. Can't get a whole game away, right?
No pressure. It's cool. I want to preview something because you obviously it's still in the hardback, the book, and you say this is the first one. This is called "I Know Who I Am." So like you said, right now, I want you to tell people one more time where they can get it at now. Until obviously you put it out on Amazon. You said it's already out, so you can just let them know one more
Yeah,
time.
but check this
real quick.
out. What we doing is we got some brothers in Detroit that I linked with. You know, they doing these guys. It's an older generation, but these cats. I'm gonna plug you with these brothers. They got like 28 cable stations across the state in different cities. You know, might be something that you guys be interested in. But check it out. It's UIN, the letter UINTV.net/Lee, LEE /. You can go there. You can rent this video for like was it $7.99, and you can purchase the video for $34. So again, I'm gonna read it to you one more time. UINTV.net. Hey, put that on the screen for them too, y'all. UINTV.net/Lee /. And put that on the
Make sure
screen.
they get that, Monte, real quick.
Yeah,
we got you though. We're gonna make sure.
You say UINTV.net/Lee.
Yes, and then another /.
Gotcha.
All right. Is there any questions? Y'all got statements or questions? What you got?
Yeah, I want to just make sure people understand. Like I said, this is the first one. It's called "I Know Who I Am." I'm gonna call it a docu-series dealing with your book series. It's like an add-on, and then the Monte, you could pull us all up real quick.
Do you still need the video?
Yeah, can
You don't need no videos no more.
Just stop Cam.
I got you.
Yeah,
don't worry, I got you.
We got you.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Boom. So when is this book being done again in the digital form of the docu-series? The 13.
Part 2 digital's called. Hey, you gonna like this one. Part 2, the 13 Black colonies is gonna hit Black History Month. So
okay.
You know, I'm pushing for the 1st of February. I mean, I'm moving hard. I'm probably at 95%. I'm 95% done with the storyboard. Okay. And so then I got to go through the same process that I did to put this together. But you know, we about to shake up the world, man.
Oh, I see what you're doing now. So this book right here coming out, you heard what he said in a digital presentation, like the one you seen tonight for "I Know Who I Am" during Black History Month. This is the book that initially our group, the Autonomous Party, dealing with genealogy, finding our swarthy European ancestry, and started asking questions. And Arthur Lee Cummings, with his book series right here, was answering those questions and led us to actually reach out to him. And it's been a good conversation since we met him, with a lot of the information he's provided to us with the backgrounds of these swarthy Europeans dealing with the 13 Black colonies. So definitely tap into that. And then I want to ask you about this book. See, I got your book. See, ain't nobody can't say the party don't support you in real time.
I know.
So
that's my man.
This right here, you dropped this after you did the 7 series. And obviously, you know, we're going to, and I'm gonna keep saying that, we're just trying to organize the people to tap in to the classes that you have provided or offered to provide to people that are interested, for us to be able to set up that situation on this history and these people, and then also the language that you subscribe that people obviously of that colony anciently go back to foundationally would be Aramaic. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
Okay. So I'm glad that, you know, I'm gonna show the book one more time. This one right here, definitely. Matter of fact, too, can you give them the website and we'll put that up next where they can go and get all these different books that you have on your website? Can you say that and we'll put it up as well?
Yeah, the Negro Questions Book Store .equid, the letter ECWID.com.
ECWID.com.
The Negro Questions.
The Negro Questions.
The Negro Question Bookstore .equid.com.
All right, we're gonna put that up next. You got that, Monte?
So
yeah, we good. Let me make
all
sure
right,
I
it's
got
in
it
the
right.
chat.
That's
And it's
good
also
right
there.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
Hey, I want to
Cool.
show that website too, real quick. The one, because they need to see this. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. One more time, y'all. He doing real work. We support people that do the real work.
Let me know if y'all can see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice, ain't it? Them my guys
yeah.
in Detroit.
Okay.
Like
Real
that's my
time.
man's
Real
right
stuff.
there in Florida. Now you my man's in Louisiana. I got guys everywhere.
Hey, we
Yeah, you
all
tap
over.
it in. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know, right?
So this is where y'all go right here. The link, I'll put it back up again, but this is what it looks like, so you know you're at the right place. It's not, you can't get lost. It's very easy. And
Yeah,
then it's
you
all
know
your
what you do?
options
Rent
right
it
here.
first. If you some kind of way rent it, and while you rent it, it's family oriented. It asks questions. You know, while it's playing, it's tight. And then if you want to buy it, it's $34. You just want to rent it, $7.99. Everybody got $8. Look, you can't even buy gas with $8.
Right. Support. Come on now. $8 ain't nothing. I'm tapping in. I
Well,
give
you
them
know,
the
at
support.
$8 you can't get you a sandwich at a Subway, right? What is that, a 6-inch?
You can't buy
Barely.
McDonald's combo right now for $8. You heard? So
Are you serious?
I'm
Oh
serious
man,
where
give
I'm
me
at,
that
goddamn.
$7.99, guys, huh?
Right, give them that money. You heard? That's real talk.
Yeah.
No, so support, man, support, so you can keep doing this type of stuff. That's what people will do with real organizations and real people that's
But you're
doing real
right. When me
things.
and you first met, it was the dictionary.
Yep,
You do
a
know that, right?
dictionary. Right,
The dictionary. I had just finished the dictionary.
right. You were done with this. All these books. You're like, oh, you
I
want
was
that,
done with
Mac?
those.
You were like, man, Mac. All right, yeah. I don't even want to read it, Mac. I know that already. I wake up out of the bed. I
Right,
roll out of bed with that. But your
right,
focus is
right.
now, and I think it's funny to see you evolve with now taking something like you said that you were, all right, I'm past it, but now you're bringing it back in a digital format. But because you already mastered that part of history and you're as an author putting out this information, now you're like, okay, I got to go back and tap on it and show it in this light on a digital
But,
style,
but,
and
but I'm gonna
that's
tell
what
you
makes it
something,
fun.
bro.
That's what makes it fun.
I was walking down the street. I was driving or walking one day, and I heard a small still voice that said, "These videos are the poor man's movie." And I said, "These videos are the poor man's movie." Yeah, they're not gonna do these movies for us because they don't want us to know the truth about ourselves. So Hollywood will never do the movies. Tyler Perry, the transvestite, he'll never do the movie, right? Because he makes his money by wearing what? By wearing dresses. So he ain't gonna do nothing that applies to us that's serious. None of them guys. Spike Lee ain't gonna do it. So these type of videos are the poor man's movie. Lord showed me
Well, shoot, Lee, man, I appreciate the time you gave us tonight, man, and we told
Oh
people
man,
our hour, so
I like coming on here. One thing I like about your show, man, is that you guys are informed. I did two shows out of Detroit recently. Well, the first show in Detroit was cool. The show I did today, the woman didn't even know what the title of the show was. You know how you be in the back room, they bring you on. She said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Cummings coming on." She said, "Well, what's the title?" I should have hung up then.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I
They
right,
playing
guys?
games.
You
Oh
feel
yeah.
me? Right.
Yeah.
It's your show, and you don't even know the title of your show? I should have clicked on it. Because it was, I didn't want to go there. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
you ain't
I'm
gotta
gonna
do
stop
all
right
that,
now.
man. Yeah, leave it alone, because we don't want to be say you hating. You see, now I don't let because this is out there, so we want to
I
just.
don't want
I
to
get
open
it.
the toe. But I'm telling
Yeah,
y'all
don't do
guys,
it.
this is what's up right now. And I'm gonna tell you something. This ain't one of them times in the so-called history of the so-called or the Negro where you can stick your head in the sand and say, I don't see nothing on the right. You're gonna have to make a choice now. And these the powers that be are making us make choices. You
Facts.
either for the truth or you for the lie. And one of the great lies is being told right now is this white Indian. No
Speak on
such
it, leave
thing
before you
as a white
slide.
Indian. Right. Ain't no such thing as a white Indian before what?
A
Manifest
darker.
destiny.
Right.
What is it? The Trail of Tears, Oklahoma.
Yep.
this genocide of the black Indian, and then the whites went in and assumed their identity and got the nerve to be showing up in the future as Indians. I mean, that's ballsy.
Hey man, but it falls in the same being off of how we deal with this, how you just said, it's the same thing, right? We ain't gotta prove, we ain't gotta say, oh, they're not that. All we gotta say is we know who we are, because we know our mixture. We know our mixture. We know our connection from
but the only difference is,
you know what I mean, to our indigenous people.
The white Indian does not control the media. See, so no matter what you say, in your Discord or your argument or your presentation, he's actually more hated than you are. Because you white folks are married, they paying that they living on them what do you call them? Those reservations tax free. They get money for the casinos and they own all that oil.
You know what? That's real, man. And I don't think people realize,
man, right?
What's really going on. That's what we need people to understand. What's really good.
Listen, man, when y'all see the second video, like, you don't even have to wait on the second video. Read the Negro Question Part 6 of 13 Black Cars. If you don't believe that, read Part 7 of Swarthy Memoirs. It's all the proof, the eyewitness. See, I deal with the eyewitness account. You can't kick against the eyewitness unless he a blind man. Now, if he can see, you got a problem.
That's a fact. I think that we I mean, hey, Leah, you know, I'm always going to have you on our show. Whenever you got something new, just I want people to get the classes. I want people to tap in with you on a lot of different levels. Just like shout out to Tavis Sanders, what we did with him on the indigenous side. Us as a social organization, we want to get with real people that have real information that we can give to our people and they can apply it and understand it, and from all the angles of our people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's been exiled in their own land with their mixtures. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you for all the stuff that you got going on. And that's why I want to show you what we got going on coming up this Sunday. Real quick, you know, quick little plug. Our Sunday show coming up, since you had said that about the, you know, in the black Indian, the white Indian thing. And then we obviously dealt with, like you said, how you said earlier, you can't say real Jew, just say we Jew. You know what I mean? This flyer coming up, our first build, we'll be dealing with one of the topics in there says Sephardic / Aboriginal miscegnation. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go into that. You know what I mean? We're going to go into showing some documents and some situations that we have come across.
Well, based on, and it
adds to it. Yeah, I want you to check it out, man. I got some stuff that I think people might be really interested to see. You know what I mean? The information we got dealing with the Sephardic, Aboriginal, meaning American, First Nation people, and this mixed segregation that took place in the early 1500s, going into what you're showing your documents of even the Mississippi part and other situations. So I just want you to tap in with it. I'm definitely going to send you a link. You know what I mean? And afterwards, I want you to give me your feedback and tell me what you think. You're
okay. I'm definitely gonna be on. I'm gonna be on board for that. What time is it?
Oh, we do 9 o'clock, man. The radio show starts at 8.
You notice I'm not tired today because I stopped. I don't drink anymore while I'm doing shows.
See, you know, yeah, I'm trying to get better with that part. You feel me?
Yeah, I had to stop doing that, man. I started knowing that about the
a little tequila don't hurt.
Right.
But, a little tequila, a little gin ain't gonna hurt you in that cold weather. How's it in Chicago, man? It's cold up there, man. You been going through some stuff?
It's cold. You know how it is, man. It's like I don't even know why I do it. Ain't no money here. Ain't nothing but murder. It's nothing but death here, man. The murder game real. It's like when you go in the midst of the uneducated and the unlearned, it's like being in a jungle with a lion. He don't know you educated. He don't care that you're a writer or a doctor or a scientist. He just sees you as prey. Right. And so now you have to counterreact because of what you're surrounded by. So I used to be a gangster. So now I got to start, even though I'm not a G no more, I have to think like one when I leave out the house. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy,
Hey,
man.
it's needed though in our generation to know how to deal with people. I think it give you a discernment. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you know what it is. And again, man, thank you. If there's anything you want to say before we slide, man, I ain't gonna hold you all night. We said, we gonna do it for what we said we gonna do it
No,
for.
man.
We ain't gonna...
This ain't even like a show. When I come on here, I really have a ball.
Me too. We just
Yeah,
conversating.
I be like, it's love, man. It's love, straight love. I love coming on here.
And I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
man.
I mean that, bro.
Real talk. I want to ask you a question since I got you here real quick.
Yeah.
Right. Well, how do you feel about the DNA? I was in a room last night, on Clubhouse, and these brothers that, Hebrew Israelite conversations, being that this is something that you obviously wrote or historically cover your perspective that others might not have, how there's Hebrew Israelites that go hard a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, the DNA thing, how do you feel? Because like how in the indigenous community, for those who, are self-identified with a different tribal or just American Indian or Aboriginal or, whatever the situations, the DNA thing's been a debate, you know what I mean? And how do you feel about people that be talking about R1, A1, haplogroups, B1A? Have you ever heard that around your people?
You can't kick against it. You can't kick against the DNA, but even without the DNA, if you got the archaeological, if you got untampered artifacts, you got eyewitness accounts, like ancient manuscripts, medieval books. Only thing the DNA is doing is confirming what we've been saying all along. But there's one problem about this DNA research. Say you got a group of people in a country and they're saying that that they are somebody. Then they take their DNA and go down into Africa and say, we found a DNA match with these particular people right here, so they are Jews. How can you classify the brother in Africa as being a Jew when your DNA does not go back to Abraham? So the DNA thing is real tricky, but I don't care what the DNA research says, it has to match the eyewitness account and the untampered artifacts. Okay? If it matches, the history has to match the DNA.
That's fair.
The DNA cannot override real history. It can override fake history, but it cannot override real history. You feel me?
Right. Would you say that in the 1400s, in what we call Spain, Portugal today, or the Iberian Peninsula, or the Iberian area, that there were white-skinned and dark-skinned people that would be called Jews at that time?
No. Well, all right. This is how I'm going to phrase this, and these are facts. And the Gentile scholar or the white scholar, he don't want none because he knows I know what I'm talking about.
You see, I asked you directly.
There was no such thing as a white Jew until 800 AD, 800 AD. That's when Cyril, 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 and Methodist, Methodis, they went down to the Khazars and converted the Khazars, 800 AD. And those were the first white Jews to become Jews. I don't mean that in a racist rant or negatively, but these are the facts. The first
No.
The first white Jews, 800 AD.
Okay, but 800 AD is still all right. Now we can go 600 years up between the 1400s. Right. So would you say that group of people that became called Jews at 800 AD could be in the Iberian Peninsula, Spain, Southern Europe?
There's a problem with the hypothesis. And the problem with the hypothesis is this. According to, I think it's Pope Leo, Pope Gregory, St. Augustine was sent to the barbarians in 663 AD. As late as, so this is documented world history. And this is not again, I have to infer this. In 663 AD, the sitting Pope sent St. Augustine to teach the barbarians how to read and write. The barbarians at that time were whites. What is the definition of a barbarian? He doesn't have an alphabet.
Well, yeah, right.
That's why you got to be careful. That's why you got to be careful when white folks say, "Oh, the people in Africa had an oral history." That is subliminal for barbarian. Oral history means you never wrote anything down. You don't have an alphabet. And
right. That's false.
I'm here to make folk mad. Case in point, the Egyptians. They said the Egyptian hieroglyphics is not an alphabet. Did y'all hear that? It's not an alphabet. The lion represents the L. The chicken represents the letter A. The stone represents it. That's not an alphabet.
They don't want to hear that.
I know, man. It got real quiet. I can hear it in the TV. I can hear.
Right now, it's a pin drop. It's crickets out there.
I'm here to make them. I'm here to make them think. So 663, the sixth Pope sends Augustine to teach the white barbarians how to read and write. Now check what happened. From 663 AD, the historians write that after 300 years, the barbarians, the white barbarians, could speak and write a language to be enough to be considered civilized. What does that mean? That's 900 AD now. They just learned how to talk. You've been talking since the Garden of Eden. You have been talking for 6,000 years, but the white man has only been speaking English for 1,000 years. From 900 AD to 2000 AD is what? Roughly 1,100 years? 1,000 years. He's only been speaking a known language, not according to me, but according to the Samuel Johnson Dictionary of 1755. Oof. This is understood. Right. So where are we going with this? To answer the question, no. They couldn't have been mixed with the brothers because they couldn't read or write. If they was hanging out with us, they would have been able to do what? Read and write.
Facts.
These are the facts, bro.
Hey man, I got a few more minutes. Like I said, we want to keep it short so people can watch this bad boy. Because they would say it's get too long, then they'd be like, "Oh, it was too long." So they're gonna have to come back and check you and get. We put all the sources up there for people to go ahead and check out how to get all this information, as we always done. And obviously we're giving props to the person that's doing it. You don't see us trying to take credit and nothing and who we got the sources from. As you see, he's here right now, Arthur Lee Cummings of the Negro Questions Series. So all the Negroes out there, if you got a question, he got answers. But at the same time,
they should call in. Where are the people?
Yeah, anybody got any questions in the chat before we get out of here? That's been listening. If you got a question in the chat, if you're watching this live, we know some people know that we just put a flyer out a couple of days ago for this exclusive we got. But hopefully, anyways, it's gonna go viral after the fact. Because everything I think you've been touching is going to go viral.
Guess what?
You heard me.
It's time for that shot of tequila, guys.
Go ahead, man. Get that drink in.
Yes, sir.
Saludos and all that good stuff.
I was with you. If I was in the room with you, I shared with you. But since I'm not, you don't get none.
Listen, man.
All right,
I'm good.
Guys, love, all right? Peace.
All right, peace, Lee.
Peace, COG.
All right, bro.
Hold on, Monte. Let's give him a little something real quick, though. So, yeah, don't forget, though, you seen the flyer this Sunday, 8 to 11. We live, first build of the year. We're going to address some things, too. You know what I mean? But we're going to do a nice little build. It's kind of, I felt that organically what just happened was how he presenting what he's doing, because that's what he's doing. But we obviously tapped into him based off of what the party had interest in what he was doing. And we got our own thing kind of what we want to drop. We're going to let y'all know that's coming soon. But obviously his sources were included. And these sources have definitely been useful. And I got a book I'm going to be sharing. It's called The Carolina Genesis. I'm going to be reading from it, along with some other sources we got this Sunday. You know what I mean? Since some people want to know about my yacht Seminole ass type shit. You know what I mean? So tap in, you know what I mean? And we're going to go through all that. And we're going to break it down. You know what I mean? So you get a real good understanding from source standpoints, from heritage, of what we call Southeast Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So to all my people out there, I thank y'all for tapping in for this exclusive. And shout out to Monte. Shout out to God of Green, obviously. We got Monte. See, we got people in other states tapping in with our party, helping us do what we do as a network. It's a network thing. You feel me, Monte? You gotta let them know what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a,
We
it's
deep
a
out here,
network.
man.
We're deep out here. Yeah. People tapping in for real in a real way. But shout out to BSB, obviously Super Blaze, P, God of Green, Music Media Lounge, what we do on Sunday. So tap in with us on this Sunday. And share this with your people, man. And obviously support the man's work, man. Support. That's how you get this type of information out, by supporting it. Like, you support art, you know what I mean? You support culture, you know what I mean? You support these people on a social level so that this information can get out to your people, and this, they can be enlightened by, if they're interested in this type of information. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Monte, we can slide. Y'all have
We
a good
out,
night.
man. Peace to the party.